All right. Let's see what we got here. Octo down there. Not like that one. Thanks. And it kind of feels like I'm off centered a little bit. Yeah. We got a couple of them. The question we need to ask is EPAL, APLD, PACW. Good morning, Lori. So today, CSX is somehow leading the way. We do have some low floats. OCTO, SMFL, EPAL, which we've definitely seen EPAL before. So that one I'll probably be watching. On the 4-hour out here on EPAL, it does have a level here at 230. And if we look on the 15-minute, we can see that there was a little bit of a gap up. So I'm wondering what a test back down here to the 225s will do. It does have a little bit of catalyst today. It says 8 codes for Forever 8 signs inventory management agreement with prominent electronics distributor Moby Hub. So I don't know how strong that will be. I mean, that news is is it affecting a lot of people? I don't know. Not really. Let's see if they're talking about money though. Whoops. Okay. Management agreement, prominent electronics distributor specializes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it says Forever 8 inventory management solutions for Moby Hub, enabling them to expand their global sales efforts while Moby Hub focuses on other aspects of their business. All right. It says which is projected to reach 66.8 billion in sales by some date. They haven't even filled the date in yet. Or wait, it says date 1. Is it further up here somewhere? Fiscal year. Okay, I don't know what date 1 is. So they do have a figure in there, but that's just a estimate of where they want to go, where they have taken an educated guess and tried to guesstimate. But I don't know if that's going to stand. SMFL is the next one. They reached a deal. Smart Life reaches a deal with Cloud Kitchens for rapid local delivery of high protein ice cream. Is that gonna hold the ice cream catalyst? That seems like a trap. Seems like a trap. They got high protein ice cream bars. Okay. Ugh. And they'll be going through services like Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash. And they just closed a direct offering that raised $900,000. Yeah, I don't know about SMFL with that ice cream news. Good morning, Jim. Good morning. I think Donnell's in here too. Let's see. EPAL is the one that we've seen from the past. It definitely rips out. News on the day though. Sunrise Energy. Sunrise Energy and pre-market company reported a sharp rise in sales for fiscal year ended December 31st, 2022. Okay. And then we got APLD on continuation, possible continuation. That one had the AI news. So I don't know about that one. May get choppy today. Continuation on a higher float is usually pretty dangerous. Unless it dips. And it has not dipped yet. SMFL is a sponsored stock. Sponsored high protein ice cream bars. Let's see. Partnership with Cloud Kitchens. What is Cloud Kitchens? Let me go look at Cloud Kitchens. Okay, Cloud Kitchens is a ghost kitchen company started in Berdakin in 2019. Okay. What is a ghost kitchen? Is that a kitchen that doesn't have a facility? They just own multiple kitchens in random locations? Barbecue pit. No. Cloud Kitchens. Okay. What do they? Oh, it's taking me to LinkedIn. We provide kitchen infrastructure and software that empower food and beverage operators to expand their operations with minimal upfront capital and time. Okay. We'll see how that does. I mean, it is one of the top movers, so let's see if we can see any levels that it may be able to come back and test. We got a level down here of maybe the 250, but that's going to be a hard pullback. Let's see, support. Maybe around that 275-ish area. Let's go out here to Octo, see what it's got. Octo's already back down to, well, it looks like some support, but threw a wick all the way up here and has been up here twice and failed from this level, which is the 281. OMH, the one that was ripping on Friday, all the way to $60, is now back down to $7. Would not touch that with anything. Okay, GDC. RLX. What is RLX? Tesla also pushing in here. That should be 10. Octo, EPOW, APLD, PACW. So that's our top 10 volume movers for right now. And we'll see if any of these get kicked off by any low floats coming up the map. GDC returning to where it fell, or where the indecision was, 712, and now it's up here to 740s, right under the 750s. SMFL, if it does dump, great. Let it dump. My thing is, can they get a relief bounce, and how big will the relief bounce be? It's number 3 on the day. Got about 15 minutes to the bell. Yesterday, it was a lot of chop in the market. I mean, a lot. And I saw some opportunities, but they were on higher float stocks. As the SPY took some, it kind of got volatile to the downside in the morning and then popped back up a little bit. But I just wasn't interested. I was like, I'm just going to save my capital for something that I like a little bit more. APLD was one of those stocks that was moving yesterday. It was chopping around, chopped all day. I know there was a lot of people that got stopped out, and a lot of stuff happened on APLD. There was like an entry down here around the 450s, but it wasn't obvious. So it bounced and then it held and it kept holding. So I was like, oh well. Good morning, GD. What's up, Reliable Rudy in the house? Okay. So 2 things that I'm using in my scans. I don't know if you guys are using on your TOS or if you even use TOS, but they do offer the relative volume where you can see the deviations of volume outside of the norm. I'm usually looking for at least a two deviation or more. So if you start getting the 5 and 7, that's usually those low floats that we look for that give those nice aggressive moves in a direction. And I also use the ATR, the average true range, but mine is custom. It's not really for like a longer term perspective. Is for day trading, so it's for intraday, and I'm basically using the average true range per hour and a half. So how much how many cents is each candle moving? Is the candle consecutively giving 10 cents? Is it consecutively, oh my gosh, I can't talk, consecutively giving 5 cents, or what is it giving out in the last hour and a half? And so I can just quickly look over here and be like, okay, well, CSX giving 6 cents per candle in the last hour and a half. I can look over and say, okay, Octo doing 14 cents, SMFL doing 15, and these recalculate throughout the day. They just don't sit there. So they recalculate every hour and a half for me. But yeah, I don't know if I ever said that. But yeah, those are some things that you can do in TOS that are not in Charles Schwab. You cannot see the average true range or the relative volume, or do any kind of custom coding in there. So that's one of the things that I love about TOS. Octo, let's see, still sitting down there under VWAP. Has this little bit of I don't even know if this would be a obvious point where people be looking for a hold at 230s right there. Be an odd area. It's not super obvious. Put it as maybe temporary support. SMFL through a high up here right under or right under the 350 for resistance. And I'm thinking the 275 is where I would start looking to take something, but I have to see how it holds this 250, 225 level too. I only need a small bounce. It's not like I need a whole bunch. But we'll see how it holds. And EPOW had a high up here right under the $3 for resistance. And the body of this candle is the 231 right above the 225. I would like to see it actually test that 225 if it's going to come down. Test the 225 and start holding. But other than that, below that, there's a level maybe at the $2, but that's going to be a large drop from where it is now. It's going to be giving back a lot of gains. If it goes, I'll put the blue line for $2. If it goes under that, it's over with for the day, for a day trade. Let's see, where is my horizontal line? At the 2. Yep, so we can hold it 2, maybe. It's got 37% up. We got 3 million shares on board. I'm guessing when the market kicks off, a lot more volume will come in here, but we don't know who's going to be the winner. All of these have around the same volume right now. Nobody's doubling or tripling each other, so they're kind of sitting at the start line, ready for the race. No GD, no problem buying 1,000 shares. I buy 5 and 6,000 shares. No problem buying it. And actually I get really good feels. I was trading with a 5,000 share position on Pola last week, or was that Pola? Something like that. And I only had like 1 cent slippage on a 5,000 share. It sold it all in 1 cent. So I was like, that's pretty good. You know, I lost what, $50 on 5,000 shares. If it slipped 10 cents, that would have would have been a nice little $500 payout for somebody. But yeah, I haven't had any issues. Also, I'm buying low. So a lot of my fills are pretty easy to get. I don't know how high you're buying. I don't know what your strategy is, but I'm buying under VWAP. So I get filled really easily down there. I really don't, because the bid is so, I mean, people are selling. The sellers are winning and they're continuing to sell lower. And I'm just like, hey, give me that share, whatever. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Reliable. We need all the likes we can get. We be out here trying to do analysis, save lives, and all of that. Oh man. Also, with the orders that you're using, are you using market orders? Are you using what are you using? Because I get pretty good feels even with market orders. I usually don't buy with limit orders. I usually just mark it in because it's so low. But when I sell, I try to sell with limit orders because I want that price or higher. And I realized that earlier, I think it was this month or last month, I was selling with market orders at a price. Let's say if the price that I wanted to sell at was 50, like $3.50. It will be selling me maybe at 3.45 for a market order, 3.40. And I'm like, why is my profit not looking the same? So I started limit selling. And so it gives me that price or better. I'll mark it in and limit out. Especially when I have a line in the sand where I want my win to be. Like, let's say if I'm looking for, you know, 10 cents and I want to take half at 10 cents. If you try to market around that and try to guesstimate, you're not going to get filled where you want to. Or if it explodes through that 10 cents and goes 20 cents, 30 cents, it may give you even more than your limit order. So if you want to get out at 350, it may get you out at 360, 370 on an explosion. So you may get the benefit of that limit order over that price. Okay, let's see. Anyway, we got Octo out here. Everything's kind of just putting gas in the tank right now, hopefully. No kind of crazy stuff on the board. Well, I guess no crazy stuff above $2. There may be something sub $2, but not really looking down there. We got about 6 minutes to the bell. And I don't know if this is going to be a continuation day or what. We do have some of the movers from yesterday still up here, kind of floating. They do have a little bit higher float from yesterday. That's why I didn't touch them. I kind of want to see them fail. If they're going to continue, okay, we'll just let them continue. It may give some chances up high. Let's see, APLD got up here to right under the 7 at 670. So it may continue to test up. It does have the AI news behind it. They got like 180 million 2-year contract, so it's about 90 million per year from one customer. And so I'm like, okay, if that's one customer, if they get a couple more customers like that, it could be good, but I don't know. They definitely got the 90 mil signed and gonna be happening though per year, 2-year contract. AI has been a major buzzword though, even over cancer. There's been some days that cancers come out, cancer drugs or something like that, and AI comes out and blows it out of the water. You get a message stating that you can't buy over 1,000 shares at a time. Do you have a rule set on yourself? Do you have a cap set on yourself? I know there's a way to do that. You can set a restriction for yourself. Let me see. Account, trading. Where is it? Order, sale, minimum. Where are the restrictions? Maximum. Oh yeah, maximum equity right here. Maximum equity quantity you can submit a new order for. You might want to make sure that's unchecked. If you can go to settings here, go to settings, go to trading, go to order quantity, and make sure that this is out of there. Maximum equity order is not checked. And let me see if there's any other places that could possibly do that. No, I think that's the only place. I knew it was something that you can limit the orders that you can take if you want to. But I just use the last entered quantity when available. Okay, 2 minutes to the open. Less than 2 minutes. Let's get it. Who's going to stand up? We got 3 sitting right beside each other. And the problem is I don't like to jump into these too fast. I want to see one make itself the one. When they're this close like this at the start of the day, it's very hard. You jump in and then you see the other one go and you're like, "Oh, if I would have waited just like a minute for this thing to show me its true colors, maybe I would have saved myself." So I want these things to show me those true colors. What do they really have in store? And Octo is only up 15%, but has more volume than these two that are up 38 and 41%. I'm thinking when the open comes, this 38 and 41% are going to look a lot more attractive than this 15%. So let's just see what happens. If this 15% outperforms these two, that is not a good sign. It's like, why would people open up their scan, see something 41% and go to something that's 15? That doesn't make sense. It's got to be obvious. It's got to make some type of logical sense. All right, opening. There's the open. We see Octo doing his thing down there. EPAL had a top up here right under the $3. And I need to see Octo fall. There's no reason Octo should be outperforming. There it is. EPAL going up to test the high up there. What? Okay. So we see EPAL coming on down. Octo coming on down. SMFL is the next one that's holding pretty much green. Up 3%, has this top here right under the 350. Taking a little dip down there. And this is why we're like, okay, why are these things so close here? Just sticking around this 4 million level. Who's going to become the one? And Tesla eking up right on them. Tesla coming up just a sly fox behind the scenes, almost to 4 million. Is it going to overtake all three and just jump right over them? Right. So at this point, Tesla has already jumped over a couple of them. So we got CSX, we got Tesla coming up, we got EPAL, RLX. We got Apple coming up here as well, AAPL into the competition. So my question was, would today be a continuation day for APLD? Or will it go ahead and break down the 5 here? 3 million shares traded. Was uptrending on yesterday. Could continue. GDC also pushing up as well. Has a top here of the $8. We have 2 million shares on it, so it is being doubled right now by the top movers. So it really needs to come on and compete. PACW. Okay. So it looks like they're starting to work their way over the 5 million mark. This is why it's good to know where traders like to be. You know, when you look at those big traders that are trading, 10,000, 20,000 shares, a lot of them focus on things that are trading, 10 million shares in volume. And so to see these at 5 million, it's like, okay, can I get an entry before they come in? Because a lot of times they're like, man, I need liquidity to get in and out of this thing to do those 50,000 share positions. I need liquidity. And so they wait. And while they're waiting, you're watching, you're like, okay, can I get an entry before they come in? Because when they come in, it's going to be aggressive. And you may be like, oh man, I should have took that trade. Dang it. XELA only up 16%, not impressive. Let's see. Okay, SMFL did throw a little wick up there, tested that high. So since it's already tested that high, will it do a pullback or does it want to hold within this candle? EPOW taking a nice little dip down. SMFL looking kind of jumpy under this 350. Are the shorts going to get scared out of this through the what's the top of this? Yeah, 350. Will the shorts get blasted here? Looking very, very closely. Of course, we saw a lot of breakout failures yesterday, so maybe today, just a psychological thing, it may go ahead and break out. Because some days when we see a bunch of false breakouts, the next day is when the breakouts work. It's just a psychological thing. People are like, now they're working? Oh no. So we will see if that's the case for today. And can it continue a pattern of true breakouts where it's breaking out and holding? And 350 is the first test. 350s. Looking out here on the level 2s. Looking for the 50s to come on strong on the tape. It's got the highest volume percentage gain right now, 7% up. It just needs to break. There's 49s, 50s, continues to test that level. Here comes the 50 again. See, it's doing too much. It's going to scare them out. Yep. It's going to scare them out. So that was a full test through the 50. So that's a quarter or a $half break. Now can it get up there and hold above the 50? Can we see a whole bunch of 50s up here? And right now it's kind of hanging around the 40s. Where are those 50s? 48s, 49s, 50s, 52s. Yep, it's starting to hang around the 50s. So where would be the next point where it could go to? Obvious level up here. Let's see. Not super obvious, but I don't know where it could go to. $5 is a long way away. $4.50 is a long way away. So broke out, 10-cent breakout right there. And we'll go ahead and put this as a little bit of support possibly at the 350s. We'll see how it ends up holding this level up. $361, $362. $60s, $70s. Can we see those 70s feeding on the tape? 69. Okay. So kind of getting held around there. Let's go, and this one's got 7 million. And it is kind of leaving these other ones in the dust. EPOW and where's the other one? Octo left it in the dust. Knew it wasn't going to keep up. Something is halted. XELA is halted downwards. Not really in the competition, getting doubled by some of these top movers. All right. GDC, XELA. Let me jump over here and look at some of these other ones that have already started coming down and see if they're coming down to levels that I would like to participate in. So EPOW, looking here on TOS, EPOW looks like it had a drop down here once before, $2.95 down here to $2. Where will be a spot that would actually hold? So this level right here, 260, is now under the 260. Do we have anything else back here? Not really. No obvious support levels back here on the daily chart. I mean, down here at the 220s, but that's going to be a crazy pullback to right under 220 here. SMFL did get over the 70s. EPOW did pull back up to this level here of the 260s. We'll see how that holds. It's in direct competition with SMFL now, though. So we'll see if the ice cream holds up. That's the catalyst. They got a protein-rich ice cream bar. I bet everybody's like rolling. Oh my goodness, who's trading this? Ha 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 ha. Somebody's trading it. XELA coming on down. And Tesla now almost doubling these. So we need to see Tesla slow down. There's a lot of eyes on Tesla for some reason. That's not good. Because Tesla's going to end up tripling everything on the day, and I'm going to be like, nope, today's not the day. Actually, a bunch of the higher floats are coming on up. SMFL up to 380s. So there really wasn't an obvious resistance, but there definitely, I mean, there was obvious resistance at 350, but through that, there was no kind of like signaler. So I'm wondering what a pullback to this 350 will get, if it'll pull back through the 350, because it's looking like it wants to go up and test. And this is a psychological thing, because yesterday, for any beginner traders or any kind of traders that are just getting into the market, all those failed breakouts break their mentality. So today when they come in, they're like, oh my goodness, I don't think I want to take this because what happened yesterday, right? And so they don't take it, and you know, that's what happens. And that's why you need to look for A plus setups, because the stocks that were failing the breakouts yesterday were not A plus setups. They were higher floats, They were just not good. They're not good for breakout trading. They just played on FOMO. Get you in there, chop you around, tear your wallet up. But this one is low float. It's punishing people from yesterday for trading something that wasn't a actual low float mover. And so now look at this thing from 350 up here to 417. It's up 30% from the open. Now it's jumped up here 11. So it's actually catching up with Tesla right now. Almost 11 million shares. So it said it's not getting doubled. Trying to catch up on the ice cream train. Oh, Lori called out MOTS. I don't know what MOTS is. I've not seen that one today. 127. It's getting doubled. It's getting tripled by these up here. So I don't know. It is halted to the downside, looks like. So I don't know about that one. But due to the environment, I always look at the overall environment. All of the top volume movers is like where the ocean is. You got areas below the ocean that don't get any sunlight, which is probably down here, that are getting doubled and tripled and all this. But then you got the ones that's getting sunlight, like Tesla, SMFL, the ones where as soon as you open up that scan, it's right there. It's like, wow, this thing's got volume. This thing's beating everybody up on the day. So 30% from the open. This is crazy. And so this draws shorts and longs. This kind of range and this kind of movement. And now SMFL about to become number one on the day with 13 million now. If it cracks the, it's just catching up, playing the catch up game. But some of these down here are drifting towards the bottom of the ocean and they're not receiving a whole lot of sunlight. I trade where the sun is. Give me the sun. SMFL through had a high up here of the 436. We could put in their resistance and see if that is a actual resistance. Like I said, there wasn't really an obvious place, but it had it's up to the body of this previous candle over here. So that was the 440s. Wondering, can it continue to push though through this level of resistance? It wasn't super clear, but it did make it there. And then 476 resistance. And then beyond that, it's a whole bunch of downwards momentum. We'll see what happens. Waiting for it to fall. XCLA, GDC, we don't need that. APLD, kind of holding right there. EPOW continue to plummet. It won't be doing anything until Tesla or SMFL fail. And even if they fail, I still believe they're going to be the ones on the day. Look at this thing continue to push. Continue to push up there. Let's see, what is this? 475. I don't know if it can reach it. But definitely a strong stock there. And that high on that was the 448. So almost $1 move from where it started. I don't even want to put the resistance in there. It may not even be resistance. $15 million shares traded on it. Yeah, that's definitely some mental pain from yesterday for someone that didn't take that breakout, that is a breakout trader. I wouldn't say take that trade if you're not if you don't have a strategy for that or risk management, I wouldn't do it. But if you're a breakout trader and you came in and saw this as an A+ setup and you took it, hey, you got paid. You got paid quickly. This is the first 30 minutes of the day. You made $1 profit if you took this breakout. You waited to see what was going to be the number one on the day, and it proved itself. SMFL. SMFL is now doubling everything below it. So it's definitely going to have to fail for anything else to move. I think it's going to be the one on the day for the day. Finally showing a little bit of red. So some sellers stepping up here, but not a whole lot. It's an indecision. Has the VWAP at 387. APLD. EPAL AMD. AMD, Amazon. I didn't even see these pop in. Two, three, four, five. Okay. Let's see. What was Molt's? Molt completes his first clinical evaluation of new peer-reviewed upper gastrointestinal procedures to support FDA submission. So they haven't even submitted to the FDA yet on Molt's. They just finished their evaluation to submit. So they haven't. They got to get into the FDA, get the FDA approval, enter their phases, their clinical phases. They got a lot to do on MOTS. People are going to trade it because it looks good. They got a long way to go right there. All right, we're going to focus in on these top low floats. SMFL coming down a little bit. Good. The previous breakout point is the 350. So my question is this 350 going to hold? How close can you get to the 350 without slipping through it? And the only way you can know this is you let the candles close and let them tell you the story. If this thing just drops clean through 350 easily, that's not going to be a good look. It needs to find a wall and curl off of the 350. Because right now, that's the closest level of support that makes sense. There is no other real support there. So we'll see. EPAL continuing to drop 8 million shares, and now we're seeing these just kind of leave the rest of the crew. They have crossed over the 10 million mark. Tesla, SMFL, Amazon, AMD, kind of leaving everybody else in the dust. Whether they're going up or down, it really doesn't matter. It's where the eyes are. So SMFL taking a little pause break around the $4. So these whole dollar levels may be a little bit of resistance, but we'll have to see, can it break the whole dollar, and does it get a really strong buy up, or is it a struggle to try to get back up through that $4 level? Right now we have about 6 minutes till this 15-minute closes. I will definitely be watching SMFL for dip buying opportunities. But if it breaks down this 350, I don't know. It just depends on how much time we have left in the day, how fast it gets down there for a bounce. But we'll see. The SPY having another little dip off in the open. It did this same thing yesterday. Dipped off in the open, then had a strong pullback through. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, Friday or whatever. Had a strong little retrace, and then did the same little move on the next day, but was weaker. Didn't get that strong pop back up. So we'll see if it continues this trend downwards. And now everything that's getting doubled or tripled, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. If Tesla is doubling it or tripling it, so this is definitely getting tripled. Octo, you're out of there. Let's see, 21. CXS, PACW, trash. Pods, definitely getting tripled up. Somebody else just popped in here. CCL just popped up, and new NU. So we got a whole bunch of them in here in this little congestion area with EPAL. So it's competing in this little sector while there are things overshadowing all of the competition here. We see SMFL again, just trying to hold up that 4. But like I said, this candle hasn't closed. I think it's going to go ahead and get through that 4 at some point. But we'll see. Continues to try to get pressure here, but until that candle closes, it doesn't matter. This is just indecision. It'll either close in indecision or below it. 420 level is looking like the level that it's trying to get over right here on the 15-minute. Not really clear on the 4-hour or the hour what it wants to do, though. 425s. So if it's not clear on the higher time frames, you never know. Maybe it'll continue. Maybe it won't. But I would definitely let this candle close. It's just a lot of indecision here. If it closes high, like if it closes around the 426, maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. $21 million shares traded on that thing right now, though. There's a little dump down, $4 there, and this is why we wait for candles to close. Could have lost a lot of money right there, not waiting for it to close and waiting for where it actually wants to go. There was a lot of selling pressure that just came through, and a whole bunch of red over here on the tape. More red. Moats, look at that sell-off. 4 hour up here, 155, lost a full 50 cents and going down. Going down. CCL, Apple and New, NU. So NU had a dump day on yesterday. And this is another day coming down into previous consolidation, which was the 586s. So it may get a bounce here. That is obvious support there on the 4 hour chart. Look at that level right there. That's obvious. So may get a bounce, but it is a higher float. May not give you the bounce that you want, but this is how those usually work. Come down to obvious level, let it test a little bit. What it's been, 15 minutes down here, had a nice little push down. We'll see if it can get a bounce off this level, if that is an obvious level. EPAL slipping on down. Still up 31%, but let's look at this candle here. So it went down to 245. The top of this was 262. It already checked back in with VWAP. So it came through VWAP, checked back in, came into somewhat indecision, and now it's kind of just holding down. And it's about to fall off the top 10 movers as well. SMFL. It did close into the body of this previous candle. 405 came back up here testing the top side of the previous candle now. Will 425 be a problem for it? It needs to get over the 430s, really. It needs to get over that and hold the 430s to really prove that it's strong here. Does it need more of a dip? Throwing some wicks up there, 225 test. Where are those 26s, 27s? There's some 27s, 28s. There's some 30s. Can it hold the 30s? Will this be another successful breakout? Let's see, 436. Top side 450. $440. Broke out just a little bit right there. I mean, just a little bit, 450 touch. And met a lot of resistance, but I don't know if that resistance is going to hold. Because these breakouts, I mean, that wasn't a failed breakout. That was just kind of like a taste test. Now can it actually break the 450s strong? $45s is what we need to see on the tape. 41s. 41, 44. There's some 45s. Can we see some green 45s over here? 41, 42, 40. I just realized it is 9 o'clock. Let me see if they're already in the meeting. Yes, they are. Why they always on time, bro? They be tripping. All right. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna continue watching this throughout the day. We pretty much mapped out the top things that are gonna probably be watched today. Bank of America coming up here. What is Bank of America doing? Bank of America with 10 million shares taking a position on the top 10 above $2. EPOW and moats continue to get crushed under. See, the more levels you have that these low flows can get crushed under, the more unlikely it is for them to actually rip. So we got 25 up here. We got a level of 10 million shares that are competing. We got a level of 9s, and then we got the 8s down here about to fall off the map, which is EPOW and PACW. But yeah, I need to go ahead and get to this meeting. I'll update you guys, and I'll record if I do anything today. I'll just have to see. But this was good analysis on breakout trading on a day after breakouts are failing. That's, psychological warfare right there. Crush their spirit on one day and then come back and you get these continuous breakouts on the next day. Now, if you have a cash account, you're definitely hurt because you got the T2 rule. But if you have a margin account, it may not be so bad because you can, your money comes right back. And you don't have the T2 rule if you're not under PDT. But yeah, that's the stream for today. I do need to get off of here. And appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like if you enjoyed the content. You can consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.